Chosen one, stop for a moment and hear me carefully. Heaven is speaking to you right now. This is not an accident. This is not just another message playing in the background of your life. January 15th is marked in the unseen realm. And your presence here proves that this word was reserved for you alone. For a long time, money has been the silent pressure in your chest. You smiled in front of people, but inside you calculated every expense. Nights were spent thinking, how will I manage tomorrow? Days passed with effort, discipline, and patience that nobody applauded. But heaven saw every sacrifice, and now, listen closely, the season of financial struggle has reached its ending line. January 15th is not just a date, it is a shift. A line is being drawn between what was and what will be. What drained you is losing its power. What blocked you is breaking. What delayed you is being removed. Your money struggle did not defeat you, it prepared you. You were never rejected, you were being refined, you were never forgotten, you were being positioned, and now the pressure is lifting. What you survived financially will no longer define your future. From this moment forward, your mindset must change. You are not waiting anymore. You are not begging anymore. You are stepping into alignment. Provision responds to alignment, and alignment begins with belief. From January 15th onward, I no longer chase money. Money finds its way to me. Hold this word in your spirit. This is only the beginning. What ends today will shock you by how fast it turns around. Chosen one, listen carefully. Heaven is still speaking. Do not rush past this moment. What you are about to hear will change how you see your past, your pain, and your waiting. Your money struggle did not last because you were weak. It lasted because you were being trained for something bigger than survival. If money had come earlier, it would have left just as fast. If ease had arrived sooner, it would have ruined your discipline. Delay was not denial, it was protection. Every time you stretched a small amount and still made it through, something inside you grew stronger. Every time you chose responsibility over comfort, wisdom was deposited in you. Scarcity sharpened your thinking, pressure matured your decisions. You were learning how to handle overflow before it arrived. Heaven does not release increase into unprepared hands. Look back, and you will see it clearly now. Opportunities came when you were not ready. Connections appeared when your mindset was still forming. And each time life paused, not to punish you, but to prepare you. You thought the struggle meant something was wrong with you. But in truth, something powerful was being built within you. Character before currency, stability before surplus, vision before provision. What broke others did not break you, and that is why you are next. January 15th marks the end of the lesson phase. The season of training is complete. You have learned restraint. You have learned patience. You have learned value. Now you are trusted with more. This is why your breakthrough will last. This is why your stability will shock people. This is why what comes next will not disappear. I am prepared, I am ready, and I am trusted with financial increase. Your struggle had a purpose, and that purpose has now been fulfilled. Chosen one, stop for a moment and hear me carefully. Heaven is speaking in a whisper now, not a shout, because the deepest financial battles you fought were never public. They happened in silence, in private moments when no one was watching and no one was helping. You carried responsibilities that were never officially assigned to you. Bills appeared without warning, needs rose faster than income, and still you showed up, you worked, you adjusted, you sacrificed. You learned how to survive without complaining. That quiet strength is rare, and it has been noticed. There were moments when you felt embarrassed asking for help, moments when you wanted to explain your situation, but stayed silent instead. You protected your dignity even while struggling, and heaven honors dignity. What you handled in silence, heaven rewards openly. Many nights you replayed numbers in your mind, hoping something would stretch just a little further. You delayed your own desires so others could be comfortable. You chose responsibility over relief again and again. Those choices became seeds. You may not have seen it, but each sacrifice was recorded. Each patient decision built trust. Each quiet tear watered your future. This is why January 15th is different. This is why your financial atmosphere is shifting. The season of silent endurance is closing. Your struggle was unseen by people, but never unnoticed by heaven. Now comes restoration, not loud, not reckless, but stable and lasting. Money will no longer slip through your hands. Opportunities will come with peace, not panic. Provision will match responsibility. What I carried alone will now be supported openly. You are not stepping into luck. You are stepping into compensation. Chosen one, listen closely. Stop for a moment and hear me carefully. This timing is not random. January 15th is not just another day on the calendar. It is a spiritual marker, a turning point where cycles close and new financial pathways open. For a long time, it felt like no matter how hard you tried, progress moved slowly. Effort exceeded reward, energy exceeded results. That was because you were operating under an old cycle, and cycles do not break by force, they end by alignment. When a cycle ends, resistance disappears overnight. January 15th represents closure. What drained you financially is reaching its limit. Delays, repeated setbacks, and missed opportunities are losing their authority. A door that stayed shut despite effort is now opening without strain. This shift does not come with noise or chaos. Comes with clarity. You will think differently about money. You will decide faster and doubt less. You will recognize opportunities you once ignored. Financial breakthrough begins in the mind before it shows in the bank. Expect changes that feel sudden but are actually earned. A conversation that leads to income. An idea that finally makes sense. A solution that appears exactly when needed. January 15th is when momentum replaces resistance. Where you once pushed, now things respond. What was heavy becomes manageable. What was impossible becomes practical. From January 15th onward, money flows with ease, not struggle. This is not a promise of reckless wealth. This is a promise of stability, provision, and progress. You are entering a phase where effort produces visible results, and this time it will last. Chosen one, heaven is speaking. Do not ignore this moment. Stop for a second and listen with your spirit, not just your ears. The shift you are waiting for did not begin when money arrived. It began the moment you refused to give up. There was a quiet decision you made when quitting would have been easier. No announcement, no applause, just an inner resolve that said, I will not break. That decision changed your financial direction. Breakthrough is triggered by endurance, not desperation. From that moment, unseen alignment started working in your favor. Missed losses protected you. Delays redirected you. What felt like rejection was actually rerouting. Your financial energy shifted from survival to stability. You stopped reacting emotionally to money. You became more intentional. You learned when to wait and when to move. That is not lack, that is maturity. January 15th simply reveals what was already in motion. It is the manifestation point, not the starting point. What you are about to experience is the result of choices you made under pressure. The moment you mastered patience, provision moved closer. Expect changes in how opportunities approach you. Less chasing, more attracting. Less fear, more clarity. Money responds to calm authority, and now you carry it. I no longer struggle to survive. I am positioned to grow. This is the shift. Quiet, firm, permanent. Chosen one, listen. Heaven is speaking with clarity. Now stop for a moment and receive this without fear or doubt. What is being released into your finances is not chaos, not pressure, and not sudden confusion. It is order, it is stability, it is sustainable increase. For a long time, money entered your life and exited just as quickly, not because you were careless, but because the season required survival, not accumulation. That season has ended. Heaven releases increase only when it can remain. From January 15th onward, finances begin to settle. Income aligns with responsibility. Opportunities come with structure. Decisions bring peace instead of anxiety. This release may arrive through a new idea, a better system, a conversation, or an unexpected opening. Do not underestimate small beginnings. What starts controlled will grow consistent. Stability is the first form of wealth. You will notice fewer financial emergencies, less panic, less last-minute pressure. Your environment will feel calmer because provision is catching up. This is not about excess spending. This is about breathing room. This is about planning instead of reacting. This is about confidence returning. I receive stability, clarity, and lasting financial flow. Guard the season, do not rush it, do not doubt it. What is being released now is meant to stay. Chosen one, listen carefully. Heaven is speaking. Do not treat this lightly. When a season of struggle ends, a season of responsibility begins. Freedom without discipline creates loss. Increase without wisdom creates regret. What comes after January 15th must be handled differently than before. You are no longer in survival mode. You are in stewardship mode. What you manage next determines how long this breakthrough lasts. Your responsibility now is awareness. Notice where your money goes. Notice what drains you emotionally and financially. Not every opportunity is a blessing, and not every expense is necessary. Discernment protects increase. This is the time to build systems, not habits of stress. This is the time to plan, not panic. This is the time to say no where you once said yes out of fear. Financial peace grows where boundaries exist. You must also guard your mindset. Do not return to thinking small just because you lived there for so long. Scarcity thinking belongs to the old season. From now on, you think in terms of growth, sustainability, and purpose. Invest in what strengthens you, save before you spend, choose long-term stability over short-term relief. I honor this new season by managing wisely and acting with discipline. What you survived taught you restraint. What you receive now requires maturity. This is how abundance stays. Chosen one, stop for a moment and hear me carefully. Heaven is confirming what your spirit already senses. When a financial season ends, the first changes are not always visible in numbers. They appear as signs, quiet confirmations that stability has begun. One of the first signs is peace. You think about money without panic. You plan without fear. You sleep without calculating tomorrow's crisis. Peace is proof that provision has entered your atmosphere. Another sign is clarity. Ideas that once felt confusing now feel simple. You recognize what is worth your time and what is not. Distractions lose their power. You stop chasing everything and start choosing wisely. You may also notice timing improving. Payments align. Needs are met without last-minute stress. What once required struggle now flows with order. When struggle ends, alignment replaces effort. People and opportunities begin responding differently to you. Conversations feel lighter. Doors open without force. You are not explaining yourself as much. Results begin speaking. These are not coincidences. These are confirmations. I recognize the signs and I trust this new financial season. Do not rush to test this season. Allow it to stabilize. Let consistency build confidence. Your struggle is not returning. This shift is real. Chosen one, listen with full attention. Heaven is speaking firmly now, not to frighten you, but to protect you. Every new financial season comes with a test. Not a test of survival, but a test of wisdom. The greatest danger after struggle is rushing. Rushing to prove, rushing to spend, rushing to announce what has not yet fully settled. What grows quietly lasts longer than what rises loudly. You must resist the urge to return to old patterns, emotional spending, unnecessary pressure, comparison with others. These things belong to the old season. Do not reopen doors that were finally closed. Another warning is distraction. When money pressure lifts, focus is often lost. Comfort can weaken discipline if you allow it. Stay intentional. Stay grounded. Breakthrough is protected by consistency, not excitement. Also, guard your circle. Not everyone needs access to your plans. Not everyone needs to know your progress. Privacy protects progress. This is not fear-based caution. This is wisdom-based protection. I move slowly, wisely, and with clarity in my new financial season. Your breakthrough is real. Now your responsibility is to keep it. Chosen one, stop for a moment and receive this with faith. Heaven is speaking one final time in this season. What you carried for so long has reached its conclusion. The weight, the pressure, the constant calculating, it ends here. January 15th stands as a closing door behind you and an open path ahead. Not because everything becomes perfect overnight, but because the fight is no longer against you. Resistance has lifted, alignment has taken its place. What once drained you will no longer dominate you. From this point forward, your relationship with money changes. You move with confidence, not fear. You plan with wisdom, not anxiety. Provision becomes consistent, not unpredictable. You are not stepping into reckless abundance. You are stepping into stability, control, and steady growth. What arrives now is designed to remain. When a season ends, it does not return, it transforms. Let this be your declaration. You are no longer defined by lack. You are no longer shaped by stress. You are no longer surviving. You are building. From January 15th onward, my money struggle has ended and my future is secure. Carry this word with responsibility. Honor it with discipline. Protect it with wisdom. This is not the end of your journey. This is the beginning of financial peace.